Hey guys, it's me, Jessica. I am finally back. I've been gone for about a year, and this will be my new YouTube channel. So for those of you who don't know, my old YouTube channel, you can find it under Jessica Parks or Healing Icy Naturally with Jessica Parks. And I did my first few videos there when I was diagnosed with interstitial cystitis. So this channel is going to be all about interstitial cystitis and what I've done and what I'm still doing to deal with IC and the things that come with it. So if you haven't watched my first videos, you can find them by typing in Jessica Parks into YouTube, and that is the name of my channel, or you can type in Healing IC Naturally, and my videos should pop right up. I've seen a lot of people have posted comments and questions, where are you? Can you update us? And all of that stuff. And I don't want anybody to feel like I abandoned you. The truth is that my life got really, really busy. And within that time frame, I forgot my password, so I couldn't get into my YouTube channel. So here I am today. I finally decided to make a new YouTube channel. I'm going to post a link in the comments to get to my old YouTube channel. And over there, I'm going to post links in those comments to get here. So I'm hoping I could get everybody redirected here, and I can finally keep you guys updated on what's been going on and what I have done and how my IC is now. So I have a lot to talk about. Bear with me. I'm going to go through everything as neatly and completely as I can and let you guys all know what's happened in the last year since I lost my old YouTube channel. So in the last year, I've done a lot of things for my interstitial cystitis, and I have a lot of things to show you. I left off with just like an elimination diet and antimicrobials, and I had gotten so much better. I never ever cheated, and I was just doing really, really well. But there was still things that were standing in the way of me being able to use the word cured. And so I'm going to start from there. Since my old video, I have moved to Cuba with my family. I married somebody who's in the military, so we have been stationed here now, instead of San Diego, where there's abundance of, natural, holistic doctors and organic food, and just, it's so wonderful in San Diego. So now I'm here in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and we definitely don't have the resources that I had there, but I'm still fighting to better myself every single day with IC and just everything that comes with it. So once I moved to Guantanamo Bay, my symptoms kind of got erratic. I met a lot of new friends here. I kind of fell back into old ways. I was feeling really good. I was starting to cheat, and I was just kind of living life, which was good. Like, I enjoy it. And I still, go up and down in terms of healing interstitial cystitis. I wish that this video was me telling you that I have no more IC symptoms, but it's not. But I'm okay. I'm happy. I'm smiling. So I think that means more than anything else. So with that being said, let me start with the antimicrobial protocol that I started on when I went back to visit San Diego. So let me back up. So my wife sent me to San Diego to meet with an amazing pelvic floor therapist because I have pelvic floor issues, which is huge. So I went to San Diego. I did pelvic floor therapy, I did ozone therapy, and I did antimicrobial therapy. I flew home, and I spent 2 months doing those three things. So I'm going to talk about each one in detail. I want to talk about pelvic floor therapy first because that was the first thing that I did. I got my insurance to cover it, so it was all free. And I went online and I researched, and I basically put into Google best pelvic floor therapist in the world. And I found somebody that was in Los Angeles, California, and she was not covered by my insurance. I can't even remember her name. And so I called her anyways, and I said, I need you to give me a reference. And she referred me to Cindy Fury, who is in San Diego, California. Her name is Cindy, last name Furey, and she's a pelvic floor therapist in San Diego. And she changed my life. She is a pelvic floor therapist, and not only that, she believes in healing the mind and the body together as a connection. So really quick, I'm going to go over a few things that she taught me, but more so just tell you how important it is to go to pelvic floor therapy. You have to find a therapist who does internal work, who does Pilates, and who believes that getting back up on your feet and taking your body back to working out is the most important thing. If they don't offer those three things, I wouldn't even go to them. There's a lot of really, really awesome pelvic floor therapists, and there's a lot of really crappy ones, and the really crappy ones will make you worse. So I encourage you to find somebody who follows those three things. The first thing that I want to share with you guys is something that Cindy turned me on to, and it is Healing Pelvic Pain by Amy Stein. She totally follows this book, and I recommend this book. I pull it out when my pelvis is giving me a headache. No pun intended. That's another book you can check out. Headache in the Pelvis, or Heal Pelvic Pain by Amy Stein. So that's one thing that she turned me on to. And with that being said, I want to introduce you to some of the routines that my pelvic floor therapist introduced me to. It's going to be really hard to share with you because it's a video, but I'm going to try and hold it up just for a second so you can see each one, and maybe you can screenshot it. So take a screenshot of that. Screenshot of that. Now, these are things that I do every single day, every single morning. I try and start it off by doing a 15-minute walk. I know that I suffer greatly from pelvic floor therapy because I just ran a half marathon, and my pelvic floor has been pissing me off ever since. So this is how I know that my pelvic floor is totally damaged, and I need to take as best care of it I can. And these exercises, along with internal pelvic wand therapy, have made me symptom-free before. And I think by continuing them, you can keep the symptoms at bay. My symptoms for my pelvic floor issues are urgency and frequency. And oddly, and this is something that I just learned, is that the IC diet, or an anti-inflammatory diet, help keep pelvic floor symptoms at bay. So who knows, right? Do I have IC? Do I have pelvic floor issues? Do I have acidosis? I don't know. But every day I attempt to get closer to figuring that out. So I hope that you guys screenshotted a few of those things. And if you need them, I can put them in the comments or something like that. Just let me know. Another thing that I learned at pelvic floor therapy is it's basically, I can't think of the word of it. I'm so sorry, guys. It's a machine that you can stick on your back and the front of your bladder, and it vibrates. I did it at pelvic floor therapy. If it comes to me, I will tell you the name. It's really easy. I just can't think of it. But this is something that helps me relax. So I think you can get it on Amazon. Do I think it's like the answer to all your prayers? No, but I love it. Another thing that I do for my pelvic floor, if I've worked out, and I can't get it under control, is a hot pad with some castor oil, and I absolutely love this. So, I mean, that's the gist of what I've done with PT. The biggest thing that my pelvic floor therapist taught me was to let things go. And I think that a lot of people with interstitial cystitis don't understand the role that emotional trauma and our emotions have played in our interstitial cystitis. But when you're upset, when you're stressed, when you're traumatized by things that have happened, when you're like screwed up by your past, oh man, that'll take me a whole nother video. You tend to carry your emotions right here. And it's almost like you can't let go. Like you're like tightened up, and you can't relax. And this could be a reason for spasms or a tight pelvic floor, which is what I have. It's called a hypertonic pelvic floor. And it's not like you're loose or you're falling out. It's like you can't relax, literally. Right here, right here, or right here. You know what I'm saying? So, emotional healing is a huge part of pelvic floor therapy and a huge part of the interstitial cystitis journey. I've cut off a lot of my family and a lot of my friends through this journey with IC, sadly, because they don't get it. They don't support me. They don't support positive things in my life, and they treated me like shit. So, I hate to say this on YouTube, but I don't talk to my father. I don't talk to my sister. I do talk to my mother. She is a big reason I feel like I have IC, but I don't want to blame her. She's a big reason why I have feelings inside of me that have caused me to just be unable to heal, if you will. But there's been times when I've had to cut her off for months at a time and then let her back in when I was ready. And I didn't have to have any reason for that. I just told her, like, I'm not dealing with you right now. I need to focus on me. And anybody who steals positive energy from me can get that out of my life. You know what I'm saying? And these are huge, huge parts of healing. So meditation, yoga, writing, I talk about these things in my other videos on my other page that I can't get into. So I hope you guys go back and check those out, and then you can come back here, and this is where I'll be from now on. But those things I've always been big on. You know, like if you look, I'm sitting in my room right now. These are things that I do. Just things to work on to make you understand who you are and what you're about. You know, I got my yoga stuff right there. Please excuse my room. We're about to move. So my life's a little crazy. There's my aerial yoga swing. It's just like, how do you want to live? You know what I'm saying? What type of life do you want to lead? And these are the things that help me figure that out. So I encourage everybody who is, I mean, even if you feel like you have no traumatic background and you have no emotional stress, the only stress you have is from interstitial cystitis, I encourage you to find a way to release that. It helps. Sitting on Facebook, you know, sitting in your house, telling people, blaming people, complaining about your life, it doesn't get you anywhere. Are those things normal? Hell yeah. But how are you going to help yourself so that you don't feel like that every day anymore? And these are the tools that hopefully these are the tools that I use to help me get through stuff. So that's where I'll stop with that. While I was in San Diego, along with pelvic floor therapy, I went back to my holistic practitioner and I got onto an antimicrobial protocol. I did FC-Cytal, Dysbiocide, oil of oregano, and berberine. I've done a couple months of it. As you can tell, I still have stuff in it. I think it's important. I don't know. So I was diagnosed with SIBO. I know I have gut issues. I don't know how that will tie into everybody's journey. I think that, again, and I've said this before, I think that interstitial cystitis is a name that doctors have given a set of symptoms because they don't know what to do. And because of that, we're all, you know, reaching and grabbing and trying everything. As you can see, I mean, if I let you into my room right now, you'd be like, this girl's crazy. I've tried a million pills and I've done a million things. And it sucks that we have to go through that, you know, like healthcare. What's wrong with our healthcare system? That I'm sitting in this room making a YouTube video showing you a million bottles and I can't even tell you if they're the right ones. You know what I mean? It's wrong, and I'm not going to go there. But I did those with the pelvic floor therapy, and I also did something else, and it's called ozone therapy. I did intravenous. I did 3 different types of ozone therapies. I did it through my vein. I did it through my bladder this way with a needle and not through my urethra. And I did it through the other way. If you don't know about ozone therapy, you can Google it. It's very, very expensive. I spent, my poor wife, I love her. She spent a lot of money on all of these protocols to help me out. And I enjoyed it, and I don't know how much it helped. The idea of all these things they are removing toxins and making our body a more alkaline environment. So, those 3 things were really, really helpful to me. When I came back to Guantanamo Bay after doing my 2-month protocol, I was feeling really, really good. Pretty symptom-free, I would say. I was running again, which is my life. And if anybody knows me, they know how much I love running. So it's really important for me to be able to run. And I was doing really, really well. So I came back home and things changed again. You know, I like I said, I go up and down. I do really, really well, and then I fall back down and I start cheating, eating meat, drinking wine because I live on a military base and that's just what military wives do. We drink wine and stuff like that. So I kind of fell back down. I've never been as bad as I used to be. Never. I know my tools. I use marshmallow root. If I feel a flare coming on, I'm going to introduce this, and it's not natural, but it's something that I feel is important to talk about because I do use it, and it's not fair if I don't say everything that I do and just hide it. So I do use pre-leaf when I am going to be bad. And I'm just telling you this because this isn't a race to see who is the best or who's done the best in healing. This is just like, this is who I am, and this is what I'm going through, and this is my diary of having interstitial cystitis, and I hope that it helps somebody. So when I am detoxing or being a dummy and drinking or eating things I shouldn't because I am human, I have used pre-leaf and it does help me tremendously. So I'm going to start a new video because I have a low amount of memory on this phone. I'm going to upload this one and start a new video about where I am today and what I am doing today. And I will see you guys in a second. Bye.